what does my what does autistic identity mean to me? What does my I think my autistic identity means to be the simplest I can get it is that it means freedom. That's what it means to me. Freedom to be myself. I know, like, etymologically, autistic meaning of the self, and even still now, we often talk about autistic people. It's like, they're off in their own little world. I like my own world. I like my world. I like being here. It doesn't mean I can't let other people into my world and make it bigger. It doesn't mean that I can't visit other people's worlds and interact with other people and their friends, and you get to be a part of something bigger than myself. But I do. I like my own world. I like myself. I want to be myself. I don't want to be anybody else. And I think autism helps me do that. I think a lot of being socially aware. There's a big difference between, I think, being socially aware and socially self-conscious. I think there's the good kind of social awareness where you're aware of other people's needs, you're aware of the impact you're having on other people, you want to have a good impact, you want to avoid having a negative impact. But I think the self-conscious part is where you obsess over what other people think of you, what other people assume about you, all of these things that I hear that I'm supposed to care about. I don't even feel like I'm supposed to care about them. I just sort of hear it from everywhere. But I don't. Usually, because when I drill it down to the consequences of me being myself in front of other people and of them judging me for it. When I drill it down to the consequences, I honestly can't concretely see how that could possibly be a bad thing, or even be a thing. Like, what effect that could possibly have on me that isn't in my control most of the time. And usually I can't actually think of a bad thing, a concrete bad thing that would happen if I was just to be myself freely in front of other people, even if they don't like it. Got nothing to do with their actual needs. I'm not hurting them in any way. It's just that, just their own judgments, their own insecurities, really, of course, that they're projecting. So to me, that's what it is. It is a big part of my identity. It is something I want people to see. I want to be an autistic person. Well, I'm an autistic person, but I want to do autistic things. And I do autistic things, and I need other people to know that. I do. It's more like they need to be aware that autistic people do autistic things. You can't go through life not being prepared for that, for autistic people to do autistic things, because it's going to happen. You can't be having a personal crisis every time it does happen. That's just not realistic. You're not living in the real world. It's just not how it's just not how things work. Autistic people are autistic. Autism's got autism. So autism makes me feel free. If someone tells me that, and they're like, "Oh, you're autistic," like, I wouldn't have picked it, or, I didn't see it. Like, I don't, unless it's purely a statement of fact. It's like, "Oh, I did not realize." Okay, you did not realize? That's true. Good to know. If it's meant to be a compliment, I don't take it as a compliment. I would love, if I tell someone I'm autistic, I would love for them to say, "Oh, I could tell," and for that to be a compliment. That, to me, is something that would really, really build me up and make me feel appreciated. And there's maybe a couple times in my life where I've heard that, and it's made a huge difference. Um, and I would say if someone does tell you that they're autistic, that is something like that. Um, something that makes them feel seen for who they are, and makes them realize that it's a good thing to be autism is a good thing, and to be openly autistic is a good thing. That's one of the best things you can do for an autistic person.